Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Today is the day that Mars governs. And Mars is currently at the 23rd degree of Taurus. Morning. How's everybody doing? I'm starting to feel some clarity. It's so interesting. It's like as school begins to start and my life is starting to organize itself. She said, "Come on and get me together, Moon Mama." That's so cute. Oh gosh. All right. So today is a Mars day. And Mars is at the 23rd degree of Taurus. Now, Mars is the planet that rules our will, you guys. The will. The will is the very crux of your existence. Your ability to will your energy upon this 3D reality, to make something happen. That is Mars. To assert yourself, to be true to yourself. And we give it this interesting language, which it's like war and protection and all that kind of stuff. And I want to say that I feel like you guys don't hear me talk a lot about protecting yourself, because that's sort of not my mindset. Like I don't tend to think that. I feel like if I focus on needing protection, then I'm attracting things that I need to be protected from. So I don't focus on needing protection. That's not something that I put my energy towards. But I'm not saying that sometimes we should, because but we want to protect ourselves from ourselves. That's what I want to say. We want to protect ourselves from ourselves, from the lower realms of our own energy. We're not protecting ourselves from anything external, because everything is created from within. So anything that happens externally is sometimes we're at war with ourselves. We're at war with aspects of ourselves, and then we'll project something that occurs, like somebody's doing something to you. And that's just sort of the nuance of this reality that we're in, to really get that this is all a projection. It's just the most significant thing to get, and without it, it's easy to feel like you're being victimized. It's easy to feel like, and it shows up like somebody cheated on me, somebody did, somebody raped me. All these things are very challenging things to conceptualize that we are creating. But the reason the universe will go rogue on you and start bringing you a lot of heavy, dark experiences is to get your attention. So when you're having really, really, really challenging experiences, is because the universe that is you, is trying to get your attention, to shake you up, and get you to start asking yourself another question, other perspectives. So there really is never anyone out to get us. It's our own beliefs and realities and things that we bought into. It's ourselves. So, and it will look like you will attract a villain in your life. You will attract a cheater or a liar or a thief. You will attract these people into your life, but they are only reflecting to you your unbalanced energy, where you are out of alignment with yourself. And like I said, this is the thing to be able to get. And it's hard, because it's like, why would I do this to myself? That's why I had to go study how this system worked, so that I could understand. And for me, the core that took me into it is like Black people, right? Like, we're Black and we're in this country and all these horrible things are happening. And I was just in this big question of why? Why are black people being shot in the streets? Not just now, but for hundreds of years. Why are black people being, what about the housing and why is it all of this happening to us? And I framed it from this victim perspective. But once I started understanding how this reality worked, I was like, oh shit, it's us, it's not them. We are projecting the reality. We keep the stories and the frequencies alive by continuing to participate in all the ways that we do, and we don't even know it. And the system benefits from us doing it. So the system is invested in us staying victimized and asleep. But we are keeping ourselves victimized and asleep. We are keeping ourselves victimized and asleep. And if we are willing to begin to understand how the system works, just knowing the rules. Because my son called and it did something to my, okay, let me know if you can still hear me. Can you still hear me? Can you 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 hear me? Can somebody let me know if they can hear me? You can't hear me? Can you? Oh, yes, you can. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, great. Okay, perfect. So, understanding the nature of Mars, and it's our will, right? So your will is not just about being aggressive. Your will is inside of you. Those things that you are thinking inside of you, what you are thinking, I don't want this and they did this and that's the use of your will as much as you doing something externally like going to cook some food. Your internal dialogue is your fucking will, you guys. What you're saying to yourself when you're washing the dishes, before you go to sleep at night, when you're sitting on the fucking toilet, when you're driving your car, the things that you are saying to yourself is being recorded. And listen, and that becomes your will. And it's also subconscious. It's in the subconscious. So you have to do the work to uproot. Oh, let me tell you, this is so more far than the laws of attraction. The laws of attraction don't really it's like the laws of attraction are like kindergarten. That's really what it is, because it's really the law of correspondence. It's the law of vibration. It's the law of, like, it's these other laws. That the law of attraction is the simplest of it, but it doesn't include understanding that something is what it is because we say it is so. Yes, I do understand what you think. I'm just saying that there are other laws that are much more pertinent than the law of attraction, that are actually caught, because it's like the law of correspondence, the law of vibration. These laws, the law of attraction is just the one that we hear all the time, but if we just focus at the law of attraction, we'll never change our behavior. That's what I want to say. If you just focus at the law of attraction, you'll never change your behavior. It doesn't work that way. Because we can manipulate the law of attraction. That's right. Exactly. You can manipulate the law of attraction, but you cannot fucking manipulate the law of vibration. You cannot lie about your vibration. That's right. That is right. And the law of correspondence, like the law of correspondence really is the true meaning of the law of attraction, right? The law of correspondence. It's like it's what you are. It's what you actually, you are projecting what you are. You're not attracting it. You're really not attracting anything. You're just projecting who you are. And so when we're experiencing things like that are hard things, health challenges, romance challenges, all that stuff, they're just showing us who we are. And the problem is that we don't believe that we are the things that we call negative, right? We believe it's out there. So when something negative comes, we think, oh, he did that, or she lied to me, she cheated on me, she's not, but you're doing it to yourself. And so the law of correspondence says the only thing that's happening to you is what you're doing to yourself already internally. With your will. With your will. You're using your will in this way with yourself. So now the universe is going to show you how you are being with yourself. And that's the law of correspondence. And it's different than the law of attraction. So, so I hope that's helpful. Anyway, so Mars at the 23rd degree in Taurus, yes, we need that negativity. Absolutely. The negativity is the key, y'all. The negativity is where the power comes from. The negativity is what grows you. The negativity is what evolves you. The negativity is what matures you. The negativity, it's the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine, the sun and the moon. We need it. And we are often at odds with it. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. And that's okay. It's okay for it to be uncomfortable. But it's important for us to be mature so we understand what the value of it is. Because it has value. Everything in this system is valuable. So Taurus is the energy of our senses, what we sense. It's our feelings. It's the touch, the taste, the hearing, the sight, the smelling. And that creates a energetic field around us depending on how we are relating to ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, whether we have low self-esteem, high self-esteem, confidence, whether we value ourselves. All of that creates a system that rolls around you that then generates your reality, the one that you are projecting, right? So if your energy is of love and confidence and you love yourself and you value yourself, the law of correspondence is going to tell you that, oh, okay, now here is this frequency. I'm going to I'm going to match it in kind. The law of vibration is going to say, okay, whatever you're vibrating out in here, I'm going to bring to you out here. And then the work is just clearing out your vibration, clearing your trauma, clearing your story so that you can actually sense into who you really are. And really be devoted and loyal to your frequency. And what is your frequency? That natal chart. That natal chart that tells you how your energy best functions. Your frequency is your beliefs. Your frequency is the things you do. Your frequency is the inner things you're thinking. That's the thing that creates your will. You're always creating your will. The solar plexus is the will center. Your Mars governs the will, your solar plexus. And if you're somebody who is into fitness, they always say the solar plexus is the center of your reality, and it's where your power is driven from. So your ability, can you please save this one, please, Mama? I saved them all. They're all here. So you have to be loyal. That's right. Loyal to your own solar energy. You have to be loyal to your will. Now, we're taught not to be loyal to our wills. We're taught really early not to be loyal to our will. Like you're told this is what a woman should do. And you might feel as a girl, you might feel like I should be able to do this and this and that. But they go, no, you shouldn't do that. And then you subvert your will. You're told to believe certain things and you might not feel, but you do it. So you subvert your will. And that becomes the place where we abandon ourselves. and where we don't have our power, and when you want something and it doesn't come because your will has been subverted, because that is the nature of this system that we're in. Yes, the solar plexus is the center of reality. Yes. And so you get to really reprogram yourself. So I want to invite you guys to come and join the Jupiter retrograde class. The title of this class is Who Do You Say You Are? Who do you say you are? Jupiter retrograding in Aries, which is the beginning of the wheel. It begins on Thursday, and we're going to be redesigning our identity. Who we say we are, how we show up in the world, going back and clearing out all these old stories and identities that we've taken on, and understanding that it is your job to tell the universe who you are through your frequency. And so this class is going to help us remove the things that block us from our frequency so that we can be in vibration with our true identity, and then begin to build the reality that is to be built through us. The thing that only you are here to do, the thing that nobody else can do but you. And that's what this class is going to be about. So I encourage you guys to all come. I'm really excited about it. All my classes are great. I just feel so lucky that I get to create incredible classes. And the things that I love about my classes is that we have not been taught to work with feminine energy. We've not been taught to understand that everything has to be built from the inside out. So what we do when we want something, we go external. What do I need? What do I need it to get? And we don't do the internal work to really begin to construct what we're desiring externally. We have to do it on the inside first. And this is what my classes do. They really help us construct who we are from the inside out, from the feminine perspective. And this is something that's not been modeled for us. And so the work that I do is what the ancients taught. Like, this is why I went to Egypt. This is why I study cosmology, because I'm studying the ancients, because the ancients really had an understanding of as above, so below, as within, so without. And so because we're living in the dark ages right now, we're at the end of the dark ages. We're moving out of the dark ages and into the light. We have a lot of work to do, because the dark ages is where, look at what we're seeing right now. Literally, our whole culture is collapsing because it's been built on lies. It's been built on something that goes against nature. So we each get to construct our own universe, our own, through our identity. And guess what? You're here to do that. It's quite joyful and fun. It puts you in alignment with your authentic self, with who you really are. And you then get to be who you were born to be. And you get to function in the way you were born to function. And as our reality collapses, and we're going to begin to see the school system is going to collapse, the healthcare is going to collapse, all these things. So we're going to need to learn to regulate and have dominion over our own system. You are the ruler and regulator and the sovereign being. And this is what my classes teach us how to do. They teach us how to be in alignment with who we truly are. The regeneration of our chakras is very important. Absolutely. We're doing all of that. It's such a fascinating thing. And I've been doing this work now. I've been doing it for a while, but one of the things that I've been experiencing is the awakening of the Kundalini, and how the energy really does move up the spine, up through the chakra system. It's a real thing. And I didn't know that before. I had no idea. So when it started happening, I was really confused. I was like, why is this? What's going on? But then I started doing my research and working with my doctor, and he's like, this is the ascension process, to have this coiling in the lower part of the root chakra, and then it comes up to the second chakra, and then it comes to the solar plexus, and then it moves into the heart, and it comes all the way up to the pineal gland. It's a very fascinating experience. It's been interesting because I've had to shed a lot of old patterns, and I've had to confront myself in ways that I didn't know, because everything that we bought into here it's sticking to us in some way. And you have to clear yourself. You have to clear the debris. So this Jupiter retrograde class is designed to help us step into our true, authentic identity, to set the codes, because Jupiter won't be here for 12 years again. So we want to do this work now. So the moon today is in Capricorn. So with Mars and Taurus, it's about our senses and being able to trust ourselves and trust ourselves, trust what we feel, trust our senses, and understand our own value. And what we're doing is we're reprogramming ourselves, because the sun is in Leo, and Leo is your creative self-expression. So all the ways when you were a child, you were told, you're too much, don't do that, or you were shy, or you didn't feel you could be yourself because who you were you weren't seeing that. You didn't see yourself in the external world, so you learned to shut yourself down. You learned to think that you didn't belong. You learned to think that you were too much or not enough. These are the energies that we are now reorganizing. And we're reorganizing these energies because we're in a new cycle. And because we're in a new cycle, we have to repattern our thoughts, our feelings, our choices, our ways of being. Because we're in a new cycle, we have to go look at things that we've been doing and do them in new ways. And it's detailed and intricate and beautiful and magical. And so I just encourage you guys to, with the Mars energy, to be very intentional about your will. What are you doing with your will? How are you using it internally? How are you using it externally? Are you desiring things, and when you desire something, does it come? Or do you get stuck in a trap of unfulfillment? That's the will. When you want something and you cannot manifest it, it's because you're stuck inside of yourself somewhere. Because the external world is it's a blank canvas. So if you're not able to create what you desire, you have to understand that you're telling yourself stories that are blocking your creations, that are blocking your will. I was doing some research a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed that my Mars in my chart, I have Mars in Leo, and I noticed that my Mars was in an inconjunct with my ascendant. And I had never seen this in my chart. And then I started doing the research on it, and it said that this is a placement that made you feel as a child that something about you was unacceptable and you would have to put it away. And it's absolutely true. I realized that I was in an environment where people didn't really open their hearts. And so it wasn't safe for me to really be open-hearted and myself. So I had to put that away. And so now, as the sun is going through Leo, I'm digging it up. I'm like, okay, who am I really? Because I grew up in an environment that said that my heart wasn't safe. So I covered it. And I used to walk around with my arms like this. And now I get to undo this stuff. And so it's really important that we understand that we really are carrying stuff from our childhood. We're carrying stories, and you have to put yourself in a safe environment to be able to unravel this stuff. I pulled the Two of Cups today. That aligns with how you defined the position of Mars and the Moon, I think. Okay. And someone said, what is the total price of the class, please? The total price of the class is $352. And if you want to pay it all at once, you can. Or you could just break it up into $88 a month. It's up to you. And so the moon in Capricorn. The moon in Capricorn is about our integrity. And like I was saying, are you in integrity with your senses? The integrity, like, can you trust what you feel? Can you trust your senses, can you trust it? And it's, when you're a child, you trust everything and you learn some interesting lessons because you're so vulnerable and trusting. But it's important for us to come back to that innocence in our childhood. It is through our adult awareness. It's important for you to reclaim your innocence through your adult awareness. Now, let me say, I've been working with this for the last couple of months, and it's been really interesting because I'm able to see where innocence is the thing that makes you uniquely you, that is different from everyone else. Now, I have a Gemini Moon, so the Gemini Moon energy tends to be really curious and innocent. Just curious, like, oh, what is this? And what is that? And what is this? And many of us have that, but we put it away because it gets tainted as we live. You have to reclaim that. You cannot throw that away. If you feel bad about the environment you put yourself in, get out. Be sensitive to the energies. Yes, you have to really just be sensitive to what you're feeling and honor what you're feeling. Acknowledge what you're feeling. Don't deny it. Don't act like it's not happening. But also know that what you're feeling are your feelings. They're your feelings. No one can make you feel anything. People can only trigger what's already in there. So if somebody screams, look at that horrible person over there, and you feel something about it, that is because it's not that you feel that because that person screamed. You felt that because that was already inside of you. And it's important for you to realize that your feelings are yours. They cannot be attached to another person. They cannot be attached to what anyone else does. They are yours. And that's another thing that's really difficult to get. And when you think that it's somebody is making you feel something, you're overly attached to the external reality. Because the external reality can't make you feel anything. The external reality only mirrors to you what you're already feeling. So this is the work we're doing, you guys. This work is really intense. And the world is about to get really chaotic right now. So I encourage you guys to find spaces and community and friends and people where you can come together and do sacred practices and sacred work to help one another evolve through this dark age that we're coming out of. Align yourself with people who are aligned to the light, who are aligned to bringing forth the light, is what I want to say. Because the darkness, people who aren't afraid of the darkness, because the darkness is what it is right now. And the people who aren't afraid of the darkness are the people who are going to have the most power, the most momentum, the greater will. Why? Because we are coming out of the dark ages. And in order to come out of it, you have to be willing to be with your shadow. You have to be willing to take responsibility for your reality. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Who lights their eyes when they see you coming? Yes. Whose eyes light up when you see them coming? Absolutely. That's the truth, right? My son. All right, you all. Peace and blessings. Have a really beautiful day. Use this energy. We're like, while the sun is in Leo, we're still clearing up old childhood patterns. That's really important to know. While the sun is in Leo, and when we just had this transit with Mars in a square with Saturn, that is asking us to let go of our old ways of being. Like really let it go. Like let go of and allow who you are to come, right? So it's important to know that this is what we're up to, that nothing is wrong. It's messy right now. It's challenging. It's difficult. And that's the way it's supposed to be. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Susan. Peace and blessings, everyone. Have a really beautiful day.